Yo, 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 welcome in everybody to the stream. How's it going? I'm your host, Jitsuko Toshiro, bringing you live updates of the cryptocurrency market. Let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. I'm going to wait for a few people to settle in really quick. We had a massive move, 5%. I've been telling you guys this is going to occur, and it finally did. So let's take a look at the charts, shall we? I have a little bit of time tonight. It's going to be interesting, but I'm going to wait for a few people to come in. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, dude? Appreciate you hopping in. Are you a trader, or what do you typically do? I like the activity from you, by the way. Yeah, I appreciate you always supporting me. You're one of my favorite viewers, to say the least. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump in on what I think is going on in the market. Unfortunately, we had a big dip. So I've been calling for this dip for quite a bit of time now. And if you guys watched some of my previous videos, I've been warning of a big move that's going to be coming. And there's a few things I've noticed in the charts that helped me understand that this was going to happen. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the analytics of things. All right. So first of all, we're looking at the daily time frame on Bitcoin. We had a 5% move. I feel like a lot of people didn't see this coming, unfortunately, but there's things that you can notice in the charts that'll tell you that we might have a breakdown or we might have a move up. The lowest it hit today was 21,982, and that's on Coinbase, okay? And it's unfortunate if you got caught in a long, but I've been warning of perhaps a breakdown. So let's go ahead and take a look. Right now on Bitcoin, you can see that we do have one thing on the bullish side. That is this upward sloping channel of support. Okay? But what I'm seeing in the macro structure, what I'm seeing here is a really big M pattern. Boom. Look at that. So M patterns, they typically break to the downside, and their targets are from the base of the M to the height of the M. So if I take that and I drag it, you're looking at just about $18,500. Now that sounds very arbitrary, but look how beautiful these charts are, guys. Like, I really can't make this stuff up. If you look at the chart, if you look at the target, if you look at the confluence here, it's amazing. We had a beautiful support here at 18,420. And I think that is where we're headed. Unfortunately, this is the bigger move. If we break this upward sloping support, our move down is going to be this move here, all the way down to 18,400. All right, so that is where we're at right now. One more thing I want to show you guys. I show all the viewers this sometimes, but this is a very important structure, and it's the CME chart, okay? Another thing of confluence is we have a CME gap at 20,325. These gaps, they tend to close, okay? So you got to be careful of the CME gaps. Unfortunately, this is how they evolve. Another thing that I want to show you guys in the charts that I've noticed is this gap here at 9,600. This gap here is going to be a key area of support. And this is another one. I think this is my downside target for Bitcoin. And I'm in a master short. I'm in a big short, small leverage. And you can see right now the prices are getting crushed. This is just how the story goes. And, there's a backstory to all this. I'm going to show you guys why I think the market is so bad. Okay? the market is doing poorly because if you look here, we look at the DXY, it's just a complete wreckage. I mean, first of all, let's look at it from a perspective of monetary policy. So the Feds, if you guys aren't familiar with the Feds, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of education. It's the Federal Reserve System, the central bank. The bank is in charge of every single dollar that's printed in America. Now, if you look at any type of world, like an emerging economy, everything that's done in an emerging economy is done through the dollar. So if an economy is growing like China or Russia or these third world countries, you have the dollar that's being traded for their goods. Okay? Now, the Feds are feeling like they're losing grip of the strength of the dollar. So the US dollar is just being back in COVID of 2021. Let's take a look at the dollar. So back in 2021, okay, this is when COVID hit. If you look at the charts, this was when everyone was hysterical about COVID, this spike in the dollar, okay? Then what happened? The economy decided to just print a bunch of dollars, and they're like, you know what? I think it's time that we stimulate the economy and we pump money into the hands of the people. And then what did you notice with the dollar? It got weak. Everyone thought it was a complete shit show for the dollar. So it traded all the way down to this 89 level. We haven't seen this 89 level. Let me show you how long it's been. Since 2018. 2018. We pumped up. We came down. 2021, COVID stimmy checks. The Feds were pissed. They thought they had inflation under control. They thought they had control of everything. Now you take a look at the economy and you look at the policies that are being printed. What's happening now is the Feds are trying to take control of the dollar. So what do? They started increasing interest rates. They stopped making it easier to spend your dollar, and the strength of the dollar came back up. What is that going to do to the rest of commodities, guys? That's going to crash everything. Now we noticed that for the past 2 or 3 months that the price of Bitcoin went up. So if you look at January, the past month, we had this pump. Okay? This pump is a relief rally. It's not the bottom. It's not what everyone thinks it is. It's a relief rally because the dollar needed to cool down. Okay? So now that the dollar regained its strength again and it cooled down, we're headed up again. How high are we going? Well, it's a clear shot on the monthly time frame. It's a clear shot all the way up to this resistance. I can't make this up. I really can't. I mean, this is what's happening right now, and everyone's wondering why the market's going down. Well, there you go. Another thing I want to point out to you guys is the CPI data came in really bad. The data that's pretty much measuring the route of inflation is coming back horrible. It's looking bad. So whatever they're doing, the Feds, to bring up the economy, bring down inflation, whatever they're doing isn't working. And this is creating issues for the dollar. This is making the dollar weak. So what are they going to do? They're going to go back and make interest rates go up higher. They don't want the dollar to inflate. So it's that simple. If the dollar is not inflating, that means commodities are getting crushed. Okay, such as Bitcoin. Now, would I buy at this level? Definitely not. We had a Doge close, like a Doji candle close here on the monthly, which means that the move is weak now, and the move is done to the upside. Now we're getting that move to the downside. I won't be surprised if we close at 18,000 this month. And then I think the lowest will go, like I told you guys in the past, is 9,000. 10,000 is a psychological number. Everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy at $10,000. So you kind of want to go under that or a little bit above. It's hard to tell you where the bottom is, but I know that this isn't a bottoming formation. Let's take a look at the bottom for 2018. How many months did we consolidate before we had our rally up? It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 months of consolidating within this tight range of $1,000, okay? I don't see that here. I see a lot of volatility, I see a relief rally, and I see another move down. I want to see a base, a nice base that I can call home and be like, you know what, this is support. Right now, the weekly looks ugly. It looks like it's going to be a free fall. If I look at the daily, it's pretty bad. We have that M pattern. We have a massive sell-off. We have mass hysteria. If this support doesn't hold, every single long that you can think of is screwed all the way down to $16,000, okay? This is a key area of support. We need this. But I have more bad news. If we do come back up, what do you think is going to happen to the RSI? Well, it's going to be lower. We're going to have higher price action, a lower RSI, and what does that create? A bearish divergence. So there's a lot going on here that needs to be addressed when it comes to trading Bitcoin. And it's tough. It really is. Shout out to everyone that's in the stream right now. Really appreciate your time. I'm going to wrap things up with a few other technical analysis on what's going on in the market. Like I said, we had this massive dip. We continue to dip. And I'm here for you, okay? I know times can get rough when it comes to trading these things. And you just have to know when to get in and when to get out. Let's look at Ethereum really quick. So if you are interested in Ethereum, I've mentioned in my channel, we have an upward sloping channel and the channel is looking weak. So by now you guys should be able to identify these things. Okay. We had a fake out on Ethereum. We finally broke its support. Now, Ethereum holds a lot better than Bitcoin in some situations. Let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Now, if you look at the monthly on Ethereum and you zoom out, okay, what do you see? Just be brutally honest with yourself. I see a bear flag, all right? I see just continuation of a downtrend. I see wicks above as key area of resistance. Can't seem to get above it. And then I see also an upward sloping channel. It could be an ascending triangle, right? But if you run the support through the bodies of the candle, you know, it looks like a good bear flag. And that's just a sentiment, okay? This is where we're at. Everyone thinks that we're going to pump up. I don't see a bottom though. I really don't see a bottom. And the reason why is like, okay, let me show you guys on the monthly for 2018 before we rallied up and did amazing numbers on Ethereum. If you're trading, you want to see things like this, okay? A W. Look at that beautiful W on the monthly time frame. You can't ask for more. All right? Look at that. Nice pair of boobies almost. You know, I can draw the nipples there. But anyways, regardless of that, this is what I see for Ethereum, okay? I see two rounding bottoms. You can call it a rounding bottom. You can call it a double bottom. You can call it a W. You can call it whatever you want, but it looks good. This is healthy price action. You have your horizontal support here. Resistance. And then it's off to the races, okay? Now here, I can't tell you what I see. I don't see anything. I just see downwards, horizontal, probably more downwards. We're going to take out the June lows like we've never seen before. And I really think Ethereum will trade at $600. 600. I'm calling this support here is going to be the key area of support for Ethereum. And this is how it unfolds. Okay? I know it's hard to trade, especially if you're missing a move like this. I'm not gonna lie, I missed the pump, but I've been ready for the dump, and the dumps in crypto are insane. They just crush. And what do I mean by crush? Like, look at this. Look at Ethereum trading all the way down to $60, $100. I mean, it's rough. It really is. It's tough. All right, let's look at one more thing. I want to look at BNB. Okay, BNB looks like on the monthly super ugly. Super, super ugly. All right, I see. You know what I see? Like a coin losing steam, basically trying to keep itself alive. Here I see vigorous. So this is, if you're just looking at the price action, you see vigorous, strong support. All right, a bottoming, a U-shaped bottom. You know what I see here? A coin losing steam. Boom, smaller, smaller high. It'll probably go like that. It's just losing steam. It's rounding out, rounding out. Might round out again. And then once it breaks this support, you guys, all the way down to $40. So if you can get in on this short, it'd be nice. Highly recommend shorting that. But I see it losing steam. Doesn't look too good. Hey, what's going on? So I think I met you on TradingView. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Finally looking at the chat. If you have any tokens you want me to look at, I would love to look at them. Just let me know, okay, in the comments. So that's what I see, guys. Welcome to the 2 viewers we got. How's it going, guys? Really appreciate you tuning in on my stuff. Hope you guys are doing well. And as of right now, I'm taking a look at BNB. I'm checking the chat every now and then, and if you guys have any tokens you want me to look at, I would be more than happy to do so. But this is what I'm dealing with right now with the market. So let me show you guys one of my trades I'm in right now. Let me show you one of the trades I'm in. All right. All right, take a look here. So this is the trade I'm in. So far, I'm doing all right, okay? So I'm not making this stuff up. I practice what I preach. This is a small amount of my, I'm doing what I can. I like to trade. Right now, I'm up. I used 14.6K, and I'm up 3.3. But I'm not taking profits yet, because if you zoom out and you're patient, all right? If your trades don't expire, I'm up 20%. If your trades don't expire, just ride them out. Ride the trend. And the trend is down. I mean, I can't tell you guys enough that it looks like a bear market pump. Okay? And that's where we're at. So, buddy, tell me about your situation. Sheikh Halim, tell me what's going on, man. Go ahead and comment down below, and I can probably give you some advice on what to do. I've been in very bad situations myself when it comes to trading. So, yeah. So right now I'm up. You can see that I opened my trade at $24,134. This small amount of leverage. Don't want to risk too much. And that's how it goes, you guys. So the key to trading, I've said this and I'll say it again. So the key to trading and being a successful trader, it isn't doing the high leverage stuff, okay? You're not going to be a millionaire overnight. Like right now, if I go to the bank and I cash this out, yes, it's crypto. It doesn't feel real. But if you think about it, $3,000, you can do a lot with. That's a mortgage payment for some people. That's rent. That's 2 months of rent. That's a lot of money. And I've been in this trade for about a couple days now. But, it's helpful. I'm not a millionaire. I'm just realistic, okay? And that's how you got to do it, guys. Like, You don't trade. You're not supposed to be trading for an insane amount of money. That's where people get it wrong. Okay, don't do high leverage. You got to catch these things. Now look, I opened this at 24,134. It hasn't touched 24,000 for the past week. So I've been in this trade for quite a bit of time. If you look, the last time, if we go in the daily time frame, okay, you go to the daily time frame. Last time it was at 24,000 was in February, okay? So I've had this outlook on the market for quite a bit of time, and everyone thought that it could have been wrong. Unfortunately, I wasn't wrong for them, and they had to pay the consequences, okay? And I try to warn everyone on my channel, look, yes, we are pumping, catch the pump, but there's a time to sell, there's a time to long. Now, if you did want to long anything, I would say this is a probable good long, but what's telling me it's not going to pump is we have a few things going on the 4 hour, okay? 4 hour closes in 37 minutes. And it doesn't seem like we're getting that relief rally. If we look at the hourly time frame, the RSI isn't giving you any hope. Nothing's really giving you hope, okay? So it's tough. It really is. Okay, so let's see what's going on with my buddy here. Let's see. Chat, what's going on? And shout out to the viewers if you're hopping in. I want to say hello and welcome. And yeah, so let's see what's going on with this guy. I'm going to take a look at his chat. And he's saying, yes, mate, I'm just waiting time. I don't know what to do. So I had USDT on Binance. Not all mine, okay? And I went on trading on spot. I made order on 23,452 to buy. And I'm not a trader, just not my day. And this happened to me, and I need to cash out. So do you need them? Okay, if you're in spot, okay. So let me tell you guys my opinion on Bitcoin. This guy is in a very interesting position. He's basically saying, look, if I'm not mistaken, this guy is he bought it all in spot, so there's no margin. So he owns the Bitcoin. I would say wait it out. Either take the loss. If you need the money, take the loss. It's okay. You just take the loss, you learn your lesson if you need the money. Now, if you have 5 years of not looking at the money at all, I can guarantee you in 5 years, you can call me, that money will at least double. Because I do believe Bitcoin will go to 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. But the thing is, people aren't patient. So if you're going to be patient, you're going to wait 5 years. If you don't need the money, leave it alone. Yeah, so I actually agree. New England Patriots, that guy, I agree. Not even 5 years. Okay. Well, if you can wait it out, wait it out. Because you know what? It happens, It happens. Bitcoin, though, out of every single asset that exists on planet Earth, okay? Out of every single asset that exists on planet Earth, Bitcoin's probably the safest thing you can invest in. It's safer than real estate. It's safer than anything else I can think of. I mean, real estate's a close number 2, especially in America. But Bitcoin is even safer. The thing with Bitcoin, what I really respect about using Bitcoin, the people that actually properly use it, they use it as a security. They use it so that if all hell breaks loose, they have control of their money. And it's beautiful because the people believe in it. People believe in Bitcoin. So, buddy, you're only down 5%. It's okay. And if it's on spot, it doesn't expire. Don't worry about it. This is another major dip. Another thing you should note is we're on support. So if you're arguing the bull case, I mean, you can make a pretty good bull case here that the support is there. But one more thing I want to point out, guys, just for traders, analysts, trading point of view, okay? What I'm expecting to happen in the near term, if we don't bounce here on the 4-hour time frame, sometimes I use the EMA cross ribbons and they're pretty helpful. After we had such a big move like this, I'm expecting them to finally cross over and give us a death cross on the 4-hour time frame. So Bitcoin might bounce here and then break down and then finally head down, okay? Let me show you one more thing on the time frames that I'm looking at, the weekly time frame. Don't underestimate the weekly death cross. I'm going to show you guys, if you're on the stream, this is really good content and you'll thank me later for this, I swear. But before we go over this death cross, my analysis on it, I'm going to go back to the chat and see what's going on. All right, so more like 3. I believe in Bitcoin too. So the problem what I have at the moment is this money needs to give to the person after 5 hours and I lost it. So is all of it yours, or is some of it yours, or is it some of it your buddies? Like, is this guy scary? Like, will he, is there consequences if you don't give him his money back? Because if, I'm not sure if we'll reach your buy area, you know? Okay, so for my buddy, New England Patriots, okay, I've been in crypto since 2014. And there's one thing I'll tell you from my own personal experience when it comes to trading Bitcoin. Let me tell you something. As an investor right now, I think the price action hasn't represented full pain yet. Let me show you what I mean, okay? There's 2 things I want to show you guys I think are key right now that's going on in the market. Number 1 is no one has patience, okay? I'm looking at weekly and daily time frames on my videos, and I swear to you, if you change your patience to a swing trader, okay, that's good. So you know what max pain feels like. Let me show you. This is from my own personal experience of feeling max pain back in 2018. New England Patriots. If you've been in crypto, you know what this felt like, okay? So back in 2018, I remember I was sitting on my buddy's couch. We were trading Bitcoin. And I thought I was a technical analysis expert. I thought I knew everything in the game. And if you look at the EMAs on the daily, so let's go on the daily time frame. So everyone and their mother was using this indicator to trade back in 2018. And it doesn't really work as well anymore. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Everyone was using the 200 EMA, which is this yellow band here. The moment I was introduced to Bitcoin, I remember I was in undergraduate education, and my buddy was like, it's like, it's one of those things, it's this typical story of, have you ever heard of Bitcoin? And it's like someone trying to introduce something like being a vegan and you're just not interested. But then they tell you about basically it's a hedge against the government. Anyone that doesn't trust the government fully should be invested in Bitcoin. Obviously most people, they found out about Bitcoin because of the cyberpunk movement and all the history about it, okay? Now, when I was introduced to it, he was like, look, bro, it's going to go to infinity. That is the theory. I still believe in that theory, but I also believe that Bitcoin has its cycles. Everyone was trading the 200 EMA. So every time the price action dipped, like, okay, Bitcoin made a new all-time high. You wake up in the morning, you feel rich as hell, and then it comes down and it tests the EMA, then it rallies. Then that became a trend, okay? So if you look at the EMAs, it became a trend. Everyone started buying the dip. And that's where this whole thing of buying the dip came from, was from this bull run specifically. I remember this like night and day. All right. Then we finally hit that $20,000 all-time high. And I kid you not, if you were in it at $500, If you only bought one at $500 and you turn that into $20,000, you feel like a freaking genius. You feel unstoppable. All right. Same story goes here. All right, let's buy the dip. So Bitcoin's price came up, crashed through the 200 EMA, but people still bought the dip. But what happened was, let me show you guys now. I'm just going to show you the price action and the psychological part of everything. What happens is we started rallying and we thought we're going to create more all-time highs, and when you don't, you're like, oh, but let's buy the dip again. And then it comes down and you're like, okay, let's buy the dip again, but it keeps making lower highs. Everyone at this stage is in denial. They all think it's going to go above and beyond. Everyone thinks, you know what, it's okay. There's going to be a relief somewhere. Then the moment happened where literally I and others felt maybe we should just give up on crypto. Boom. That moment when it dipped to $3,000, it made a lot of people quit. Made a lot of people stop believing in Bitcoin. This is all a scam. It's a Ponzi. You know, how is it going to create value? One of my dearest friends quit on Bitcoin and was like, I'm over this. Okay. Psychologically, that's what happens in crypto. That's what happens when you trade anything. Take a look here. That has not happened yet. This has not happened yet. And people are saying it doesn't have to happen. But max pain has to happen before we make new all-time highs. And this is the situation we're in right now. I'm not saying we're going to go down to zero tomorrow. But if I'm looking at these charts, I haven't felt max pain yet. No one around me has felt max pain. Everyone thinks just buy the dip. It can't go lower than 15,000. That's impossible. It just came from there. But then that's when the psychological thing comes into play. So let me catch up on the chat really quick, and I'm going to show you guys one more nugget I think is very key to trading right now. I'm trying to build the bear case scenario for you guys. Me personally, I want to see it go to 100,000. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a believer, but let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. So thank you, Shakib. I hope I'm saying your name right, Halim. I appreciate you as well. I made money that time. No one believed me. Okay. Blow off top needs to be recognized. For me, the pain was in 2020 COVID capitulation. But I bought a whole Bitcoin with my bonus money at 3.8 thousand. Like, that's amazing. See, like, so shout out to New England Patriots. He made a really good point. So he felt max pain here, which is similar to here. Now, shout out to this guy. He made a really good point. Max pain, though, like if the price is dipping, this is mass hysteria. He had the balls, the cojones to be like, I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to buy it. And I'm sure it paid him well. That's why he's here right now on this channel. He's obviously, he searched Bitcoin or something and he came up. So shout out to New England Patriots for doing that. Me personally, I don't think we've hit that yet. And that's the point I'm trying to get across. I'm trying to build the bear case for you guys one more time with the EMA cross. Okay, so there's one thing in Bitcoin's history that I haven't seen, no one has ever seen before, and it's worrisome, okay? And this is the death cross on the weekly time frame. Bitcoin hasn't existed long enough for us to have any type of movement with the 200 EMA. So we don't know what's going to happen with this. So there's the element of we don't know, most likely nothing will happen, but I'm on the side of believing humans are weak. Humans, psychologically, they can't handle these things. And let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Shout out to everyone that's watching the stream. I really appreciate you guys. And New England Patriots is reminiscing on the time he bought the dip. You know what? Let me pull something up. One of my favorite things is Morpheus. And this is like the meme that went around back in 2020. I love this. So he says, so what are you going to buy when Bitcoin is worth $1 million? The dip. So just buy the damn dip. Now don't buy it if you can't afford it. Just buy the dip though. But then there's this too. When they said buy the dip and it keeps on dipping, I've realized that I love that mentality. Like, you know what? We got to buy the dip. But sometimes it's good to just time it a little bit, just a little bit in your favor. Now, everyone that's here in this live stream, okay? Let me tell you guys something. I'm very happy that you guys are all here. Not because I want you guys to have views. I want to make one point very clear. If you're in this live stream, that means that you still haven't lost interest in crypto or Bitcoin specifically. And that's amazing. Because technically, if you zoom out, okay? We zoom out, we look at the macro scale of things. I guarantee you in our lifetime, unless you're like 75, I'm sorry, you might not make it for this, but I guarantee this tiny dip to 15,000 is nothing. Even a dip to 10,000 is nothing, right? If you zoom out and you look and it rallies all the way up to 130, 150, in the grand scheme of things, what's the difference between 20 and 10, right? Grand scheme of things, I can guarantee you we are projected to go there. 200,000 and up. As for now, I like to just talk about the price action because what else are we going to do? But in the grand scheme of things, if you want to zoom out, don't forget, when it's worth $1 million, what are you going to freaking buy? You're going to buy the damn dip. Let me show you guys something. It's a golden nugget. I think I'm going to end the live stream with this. But let me check the chat. And I'm going to show you guys the golden nugget. And then if the price action dips even more, I might hop back on. But let's see what New England Patriots has to say. We never forget these times. We're experienced, but there are newbies who freak out by a flash of 5%. I agree. It's only 5%. I don't see that as a problem. We should be patient, but we can never time it right. Constantly buying the dip is great. And he tends to agree with my analysis. He wrote exactly. The grand scheme of things, this really doesn't matter if you have a long enough time frame. If you can name a better asset class than Bitcoin, hats off to you. But I can't think of anything better than this, really. This in one lifetime has made so many millionaires. Just don't quit. So if we feel more pain, don't quit on it. That's my point today. So if we look at the weekly time frame, let me show you guys something. Unfortunately, one of the unfortunate facts about Bitcoin is it's still paired with the S&P 500. So if the S&P, which is the stock market, moves, Bitcoin typically follows. We have seen right now a slight difference between the S&P and the Bitcoin price action, which I love. The moment it unpairs is going to be the best day of my life because it will come down as one of the best asset classes, hands down. Right now, it's still somewhat paired with the S&P 500 in stocks, so it's good to kind of correlate things with it. So right now we have a death cross on the weekly. You can see that EMA 50 and 200, or the estimated moving averages, have finally converged, and we have a death cross. That is a bearish sign. That is something that will force price action to go down. You can see if we zoom in on the weekly time frame, we've been consolidating underneath this resistance for about a few weeks, about 5. And you can see we are struggling to get above it. What is that telling me? That's telling me, hey, we had a relief rally, things are starting to cool down. Now it's time for us to finally tip back over. And what I mean by that is we have consolidated underneath this resistance. We couldn't counteract this indicator. And I'm going to show you how strong this indicator is. We couldn't counteract it. So what I'm thinking is this is the beginning of the end. We are coming near to the capitulation that we've been waiting for, so we can finally get those all-time highs. We need to wash out a lot of people that are in crypto because they don't, there's a lot of people that are weak. We need to wash them out. This is the telling sign though. We've been consolidating underneath the death cross, and we finally couldn't break above it. How serious is this? Let me show you guys how serious this is here. I was a teenager at this time. I don't remember it that much, but back in 2008, we had a housing market crash. And the crash was so bad by the Lehman Brothers that it almost made pretty much mass hysteria in all of America, and the rest of the world felt it. Now, if you look at the weekly time frame on the S&P 500, we had a death cross, okay? So we were already dipping for about a year in 2007, which is what's happening right now with Bitcoin, okay? We finally came down, and everyone thought, okay, we're going to have a relief rally here. We moved up, but we had the death cross. So what happened was we consolidated underneath the death cross for quite a bit of time. Then we had the massive sell-off, and the capitulation. And that capitulation was huge. I think it was about 50% on the dot or a little more. And these death crosses are nothing to mess around with. Same thing with the golden crosses. So if you look here, this is a golden cross. And that was the rally that took us all the way back up to new all-time highs. I mean, for multiple years, the S&P did amazing. The returns on it back from 2010, if you bought some things, the returns were huge. So my point is, don't underestimate the death cross. Just save some cash on the side so that when we do sell off, you can buy with a lot more buying power. I'm not saying don't buy Bitcoin. I'm saying buy more of it, okay? With some TA and a little bit of patience, you can literally double the amount of Bitcoin you're buying. So that next time we rally, which I think is going to be for a long time, you're going to be happy you bought more. So look, from the highs to the lows, it was about, like I said, 48%, 49%, 50%. So you could almost buy 50% more. Now take a look. We rallied on the S&P ever since then. One thing I want to point out to you guys is this happened in 2008. The housing market crash in 2008 was the reason why Bitcoin was conceived. It was born then because people lost trust in the government. So the cyberpunk movement, you can still read their chats, decided to make an open source currency that's decentralized and owned by the people. So they made Bitcoin. They were sick of the government dictating what happens to the dollar. They messed with gold. They messed with every single thing that exists on earth to save your money. So they created Bitcoin, and then people loved it, and hence they started investing in it. The same people that were against Bitcoin, those institutional investors that hated Bitcoin, are now trying to take it from you. They want to take it from you not at the price of $22,000. They want to take it from you around $9,000, $8,000, because they know that if they make you feel max pain all the way down, sub 10, I'm telling you, sub 10, they're going to just gladly buy the dip. So if you're holding some Bitcoin, don't let it go. And then second of all, we are just starting to see the beginning of the end. We have a death cross on the EMAs. These things, you don't mess around with them. Just give them time to flush out. We might test these $15,000 lows. And then if we see where we go from there, just make sure you're hedged correctly in the market. Have some cash on the side, work extra hours, get ready to buy these dips, guys, because this is going to be another once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can guarantee you Bitcoin will hit 100K next cycle easily. And I think that's not even a question. Let's look at the chat, guys. All right, so New England Patriots said we were rejected at the 15 monthly EMA. I agree with Shakib Halim. He said that it is freedom. Please look at Uber stock when you can, sir. Okay, I know it's crypto, but I do trade options every now and then. I just got into it. I can go ahead and go and look at Uber. So if you guys trade options, let me know. I'm new to it, so I could actually learn from some of you guys. I did want to put a put on Tesla, and it ended up dipping a lot, so I couldn't. I just didn't end up doing it. Let's take a look at Uber. Okay, let's look at the daily time frame. I'm assuming this guy does options. What's his name? Joseph Sada. Shout out to this guy. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Let's take a look at Uber. Huh. I would actually, let's see. So we had a golden cross on the daily. Let me get rid of the EMA. Sometimes they're not good. I kind of see an M pattern here, but I also see a support that was bought on the daily time frame and the daily close. So that it actually looks pretty good. But you know what? It could make a lower high. So here's what I see. Let me show you. Price action came up, losing steam, and then we're finally coming up. It might come up for a day or two, but it looks like it's losing steam. And the more you touch that support, the more likely you will break to the downside. And I'm expecting maybe another rounding top here, and then maybe a breakdown. I don't expect it to just come straight down though. It might take a day or two, but eventually it'll come down. That's what I'm seeing here with the price action of Uber. And yeah. Any other things you guys want me to look at? We've been streaming now. Let's see for how long. How long has the stream gone on? Well, for however long it's been going, I want to say I appreciate every single one of you. And if you enjoyed the content so far, please smash that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. One more thing I want to talk to you guys about. I think this is a hidden gem. Okay, and if you are convinced that the market is a little bit bearish, there's one more thing I'd like to show you guys. I might put in a lot of money into this, and this is going to be a massive short on the Binance token. I'm not saying Binance is going to fail as a exchange, but I do have my speculation on Binance. Mad respect to CZ, one of the best in the industry, hands down. He has been facing a lot of FUD, and he's been handling it really well. Let me show you guys what I think of the Binance token. If you zoom out, you look at it on the weekly time frame, you can see an excellent descending resistance. I mean, look at the touch points. I can zoom in. It's like spot on. Excuse me. Look at this. So one of the things I mentioned on my channel, if you guys watch my videos, I mentioned that if you create a horizontal and descending resistance, it's the cross of two paths and it looks beautiful. This is a key area to short. If you were to short it from $330 right now, you'd be up fat. It's trading at 290. You can go back to my YouTube channel. You can look. I've been calling this short for about 4 to 5 weeks. I mentioned that it's going to come up, retest these levels, and it's going to come back down. Now, if we break this support here at 290, 250, it's a free fall all the way down to 187. Okay? But that's not all. Let me show you what's going on with the Binance token. I think is really interesting. We look at it at another support level. Let's say this breaks. If this breaks and we go down, your target's around $40. Excuse me, my mouth is really dry. You should bring water to these live streams. Oh my God. So take a look here. The price target is $40 on Binance token. Now, if you are a trader, I would pretty much say, hey, hop in. I would love to hop in on it. My hands are tied with this trade right now. I might drop another 15,000 on that, but I missed my chance. So I wanted to enter it at 330, but it just didn't happen. I might hop back in though. And do very low leverage, like a 2x or a 1x. And I just want to catch a short because the percent on it is already big enough without me leveraging it a lot. Let me show you the percent on this target. And I'm telling you guys, this is all it takes. 80% dip on Binance. I'm calling it here. I've seen tokens go down 99% in a day. So 86% is really nothing for crypto. I'm calling this short if you guys are interested. This is a good area to short. Right now, I'm in a short for Bitcoin. I hopped in on it. If you're new to the stream, I hopped into this short at 24,000. Let me highlight it for you. 24,134. Okay. I put about 14,600. I'm not one of those crypto gurus that's going to dump 100K in Bitcoin. I have a life, okay? I have a house. I have a wife, hopefully some kids in the future, but I have things I need to take care of. I'm not one of those guys that's going to flex a Lambo. I'm here to make money. I'm here to buy things and sell things. I'm not here to show you guys the glamorous life. I do like nice things, obviously, but we all have responsibilities, you know? Some of my morals, they align with things that aren't of that nature, and that's just how I roll, okay? So I'm trading 14.6. For a lot of people, it's nothing. For some people, it's a lot. I think it's all relative. At the end of the day, it's all about risk management. If you're trading $100, treat it like it's $1 million. If you're trading 20,000, treat it like it's $1 million. You don't want to lose your money, your hard-earned money, especially if you're working and you're doing this stuff on the side. So a little bit about myself, if you guys don't know who I am a physician in real life. I'm a doctor. I see patients, hence why my face is blurred. And, you know, I'm not here to mess around, flex a Lambo or anything like that. But I'm just here to share my experiences with the market and kind of help others, really. You know, everyone has a story. And most people aren't the people driving around those Lambos and living in Dubai. But anyway, so that is the master short. If you guys are interested on BNB, it's right here. And it looks like crypto is dumping again. So let's take a look. I see the price action on Bitcoin coming back down. Let's zoom in on the 1 hour. Let's go in the 15 minute. Let's see what's going on in the 15 minute. If you guys are new to the stream, welcome. We had a massive dump, massive sell-off. I just went on a rant about how Bitcoin is king. Even though it's king, sometimes it has its dips. So if you're looking here at the chat, what I'm seeing here, if we look at the relative strength index, we have some bullish divergences. Let's pull up the EMAs. What I think is going to happen, you guys, is we're going to come up in price a little bit. And we might double bottom and then come up. Wait for the EMA to catch up, and then that will be the checkpoint of the price action coming back down even more, okay? So that's what I'm expecting to happen in the near future. You never know, it could just be a really harsh sell-off. Sometimes that happens. Let's look at the 5 minute, and you can see we're consolidating really nicely here. But the good news is if we do make some new lows, the relative strength index has picked up some strength. And that's always nice to see, which means that we might get some relief here, at least to 22,600. It's just a matter of time, okay? So hang on tight if you're in a long. I know one of the viewers is in a long. I'm sorry if that happened, but sometimes you get caught in a bad trade, okay? Let's take a look at the chat. If you guys have any suggestions, want to share any of your experiences, or want me to talk about anything, let me know. Really appreciate your guys' time. I have about 7 minutes left on this stream. I'm going to finish it at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys are just tuning in and you want to, you know, some technical analysis, last minute technical analysis, let me know. But yeah. Okay, Shakib Halim wants it to go to 22,600. Do you also consider time when it comes to the bear market? Oh, so how long? So you're saying, can the bear market just be over because it's been around for, you know, X amount of years? Like, it could only go for so long. Yeah, so it's been a year since the last all-time high. Okay, so my question to you, really quick. let's go ahead and zoom out. Let's use Bitcoin as an example because Bitcoin has brought us all here. Let me get rid of the EMAs. Let me get rid of the relative strength index. Now, it's interesting because bear and bull, right? Okay. Let's establish some of the semantics, okay? All-time high, I like that. So let's mark our all-time high. Horizontal line here. Okay. So let's go off the time frame of 2018. So I would call this a bull rally. Yes. And I would call this an all-time high. Okay. Once we make lower highs and lower lows, I would consider that a bear rally. Okay. Now that we bottomed out here, hindsight, this is a bottom. At the time, you don't know if it's the bottom, right? Now that this is a bottom, this right here, this price action here is still considered a bullish rally, okay? And the reason why is because look at you're looking at it from a perspective of trading. We did about 300%. So this 3x, 4x, whatever. We did a lot. We did a multiple of 4 or 3. Now, that I would consider a bull rally. Now, people have the semantics of calling it a bear market rally, meaning that we had a relief rally, and because the prices were hammered so much, and we had a relief rally. Now, if you're looking at what's happening here, we've been going down for about a year. So let me go ahead and show you here. We had a downside, boom. And this is actually a long time of a bear market. This has been a year, longest that I've actively traded. And then we had a relief rally of about 50%. Okay. So here's our relief rally, 50 or 60, something like that. The semantics is, you're asking me the time frame, right? Well, if you look at the time of when we hit our all-time high, it was December of 2017. We had a bear market rally, bear market dip all the way to December of 2018. So look, that's about a year. Okay, then we had a relief rally to start off the 6 months. And then we had our price dip. Now, I know people that would consider this whole thing a bear market. All right? And they would call it a bear market until they broke the all-time high. And I know people that like to call bull markets here, oh, it's going to be new all-time highs. Now, if you look at this whole thing I circled, this is about a 2-year time span. That's a long time. That's longer than we've been going down here. So am I expecting time frame to really tell us where the price action is going to go? I wish I could, but I don't think it's a safe or fair assessment, just because you can have reliefs and then you can have more dips. And really, the key strategy isn't really timing. It's just, I like to classify it like this. Okay, if you're not trading, you're just invested in Bitcoin. Or if you're just an investor, the first question you should ask yourself is, what can I buy that I know will go up? Because look at this. If someone came to you confidently and said, hey, I know we're going to go up and then dip, then do 300%, then dip one more time because of COVID, then hit an all-time high. If someone came up to you and said that, I'd say they're full of it. Now, if you look at all the crypto gurus that aren't specifically just trading and making small little calls, they're full of it. A lot of people are just full of bullshit. Now, you have to ask yourself as an investor, what can I buy that I can guarantee if I look at it 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, what will go up? And you break down every single asset class that exists, from bonds to ETFs to stocks to real estate. Now finally we have crypto. the most soundproof, the most pure type of investment you can make, where you can just sit down, go to sleep at night, not worry about bull or bear, is Bitcoin. Now, we've been in a bear. Look at this. We're dipping 22,279. I'm still vouching for Bitcoin. I'm not expecting us to make all-time highs just because we've been rallying so long for about a year. I'm expecting max pain. Now, if you look at the S&P 500, there is a time in America's history where we were printing the dollar like crazy, and that was back in the 80s. And if you look at the stock market, it actually had a bear market for about a few years. I think it was around like 6. Let me go back to the 80s. And we didn't make all-time highs for a long time. Sorry, the 60s. So if you look here, like we had all-time highs, but they didn't really rally for that long. This is from 1963 all the way through 1977, 82. 82 until I can say, you know what, clear paths of new all-time highs. The thing with stocks is they're all full of shit. They're bullshit. I don't think Bitcoin's like that, but look at how much the government can influence the price of a token. Now, sorry, stocks. Now, I can't say for certain that the government cannot influence Bitcoin because we see a clear correlation with interest rates and the price action of Bitcoin. And it's very unfortunate, but there will be a day where we as Bitcoiners can finally say we are free. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Just because it's been a year, it's hard for me to say that we can't go on for longer. I'll tell you this, when you see everyone around you wanting to quit, that's when the bottom is in. So let's see what New England Patriots said. I consider macro low to be the end of the bear market. That was an insane decade. I hope that won't happen again. I don't think it can. But you never know with these things. If we dip more, I'll hop back on. But I'm a little bit over time. Sorry I kept you guys over. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you learned something, or I appreciate you guys sharing things with me. But other than that, I'm going to end the stream here. And I want to say thank you to you guys for hopping in. I hope you guys learned something. Hit that subscribe button. I make videos every single day. And I'm here for you. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a good one. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace.